The freediving changed the life of everybody that tests it. It changed my life because you discover that you can enjoy the ocean just using your body. You don't need tanks, all this heavy equipment. And it's a beautiful sport. Of course, you need to follow very basic rules to keep safety like priority. But if you follow these basic rules, the first one is just to freedive with someone that is freediving with you. And then the sport became very safe and beautiful. It's low risk if you practice following the rule.
Welcome back to the Living Banter Podcast. I hope you guys are super good. Make sure to like and subscribe before this episode starts, because today we have a phenomenal guest. He is a world-class freediving coach, an ultra-marathon runner, 12-time world record champion, legendary world-class freediver. It is Carlos Coste. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, I'm happy to be here sharing with all of you guys. From Bonaire, in the middle of the Caribbean Sea.
Yeah, that is so cool.
That's mental. So, where
So
you
you
at?
stay that side?
Huh?
You stay in Bonaire?
Yeah, this is where I live.
Wow.
It's awesome, man.
Where's that close to? Is that close to Venezuela?
Bonaire is South Caribbean island. It's Dutch Caribbean. It's part of Netherlands.
Wow.
It's like territory from Netherlands. In the north of Venezuela, beside Curacao and Aruba Islands.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome,
I love
man.
those islands. It's beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful blue water, crystal water, and reef.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine. The Caribbeans are just known for like having amazing waters there. How do you? How often do you swim though?
How often what?
How often do you swim?
Oh,
Like
almost
just-
every day. Because I run a freediving school. Then I'm teaching students every day. Then I go to the water with the students. Just this morning, I was with a group of 4 students, a medical team from Netherlands. That Netherlands bring more doctors to the island to support the island in case of an outbreak.
Wow.
It's
Mm.
God, thanks the island keep very clean. We don't have almost any cases here. Then they are having time to enjoy different activities. They are doing kite surfing, windsurfing, and freediving too. Then we are teaching the dog team. We start with the males guys, and then now the enthusiasm, the girlfriends, and then we are going to have a group of air doctors that is more interesting now.
That's brilliant.
It's really awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
speaking about the school, can you like give us a little bit of a history lesson? How did it start? And like, yeah, just go for it. Anything you want to mention about it, just go for it.
Yeah, I started to do freediving around 22 years ago. I
Jeez.
started to
Yeah.
more looking for competitive side, more looking for push my limits
Mhm.
and learn a new very exciting hobby for me. Then I push it. I love it a lot. Then I started to make world records almost every year. I did in total 12 world records.
Wow.
But in parallel, I start to enjoy as well to share why I love freediving to my friends and the people in the club, in the university. Then I start to teach. To teach for my own. In that times, I'm talking about the year 2000, year 2001, around there. The educational
Yeah.
system didn't exist like now. Then it was just few top-level freedivers that used to teach some workshops on stage about freediving. But freediving has been evolving a lot in the last years, and
Yeah.
now we have different educational systems. Then I became instructor trainer from AIRA and from PADI freediving system. Then I've been teaching those systems here. I've been certifying students from all the levels, including
Awesome.
instructors.
Mm.
Then I'm working here in the school with one instructor that I certify. I teach him, and then we work together like a team, taking care of students of the level. Now this year we have a new educational option for kids. Then we are enjoying to teach kids from 6 years old, and this is super cool and very interesting as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it's awesome to pass on this
That's incredible.
incredible thing onto, the next generation and all that.
Yeah.
So, another
That's a
question,
legacy.
yeah, another question I want to ask is, you said like freediving has now come up recently. How have you found like the growth of the community and the community as its current state? How is it,
Um, yeah, freediving is developing a lot, like a sport option now, like just to enjoy the ocean. But freediving is one of the most primitive ancestral skills of the human being. The human being is doing freediving from
Mm,
8,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago.
Wow.
Then that is as primitive as running, for example. Running is one of the most
mm,
primitive skills that the human being has. Then diving as well is like pure, it's the element of the water, and the human being have been motivated and maybe pushed to look for food and tools underwater. There are proofs
Yeah.
about, and
Yeah.
then lastly, it's becoming more like sport, and it's a way to enjoy the ocean and as well connect with yourself, because you need to develop your breathing skills, you need to
Yeah.
develop relaxation skills. Then you discover a new world of possibilities when you learn freediving. It's super fun when you start to teach students from the basic level. They came to the school with a lot of myths and a lot
Yeah.
of crazy ideas about the sport. They think that freediving is something super extreme and super dangerous and only for professional athletes. But
Mm.
it's totally wrong. It's a beautiful sport for everybody.
Yeah.
Tell you, my oldest student has 84 years old.
mm,
Wow.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
and I work average age
Awesome.
40 something years old is average. And having young people now with the young program like kids. Now we're teaching as well kids 8 years, 9 years old. And then it's a sport, it's
Amazing.
a beautiful sport for everybody. And
Mm,
then the community here in Bonaire is getting more involved during COVID crisis,
mm,
because we are like isolated. It's a kind of bubble strategic in the
Yeah.
island clean. Then the local community is having more time to explore new activities. Then
mm,
freediving is becoming a
Wow.
kind of new possibility to enjoy these days, these crazy times.
yeah, definitely.
That's so phenomenal because free diving is like it changes your life completely. I can imagine because now you can explore so much reefs just by what you've learned as a free diver, and you can enjoy more of the ocean.
Totally, totally. The freediving changed the life of everybody that tests it. It changed my life, and it
Yeah.
changed all the students, because you discover that you can enjoy the ocean just using your body. You don't need tanks,
Mm.
all this heavy equipment,
Yeah.
and it's a beautiful sport. Of course, you need to follow very basic rules to keep safety like priority. But if you follow these basic rules, the first one is just to freedive with someone that is freediving with you.
Mm.
Okay, the way to work together like a team. And then the sport became very safe and beautiful. It's low risk if you practice following the rule.
Mm,
Yeah. Can't do it alone, guys.
mm.
But I'd say, did you start first diving with equipment, or did you just go straight into free diving?
No, when we start teaching freediving, we start first. What we teach is breathing techniques. Then
Yeah.
you learn how to breathe outside the water. You start learning like yoga style, like pranayama, breathing techniques, how to control your breathing. Then from that point, you learn how to relax. And you start to learn how to deal with the sensation of urge to breathe
Wow.
outside the. Then when you are ready, let's say after the first 1 hour, 1.5 hour, then we start practicing in the water and we start practicing static apnea. Static apnea means breath hold, just static,
Yeah.
move, just putting your face in water. Then in that way, you start to realize that you can hold your breath longer than you think. It's very funny to see the
Yeah.
beginner arriving to the classroom the first day, or the people arriving just to book a course. And I ask, okay, how long you can hold your breath? Or how long you think you can hold your breath now? Then they
Yeah.
say, okay, maybe 15 seconds, maybe 20. And then I say, okay, remember that number for me, please. Then when they do the first class and they start to learn about breathing, the first half day, just in the morning, they are doing maybe 1.5, 2 minutes. Some people do 4 minutes.
Yeah,
And then they
Yeah.
walk because they realize that
crazy.
it's a lot of myths they have in the mind. It's a lot
Mm.
of all ideas
Yeah.
about water, about being able to hold your breath. But it's a primitive skill of the human being. You just need to learn how to do it step by step.
Mm. Yeah.
Sure.
So
How
actually,
many hours a day? Go for it, James. Go for it.
yeah. So actually, while we're talking about breathing, there's a little fun fact about me. I actually know for a fact that I have a really big lung capacity because I play the bagpipes. So now you've got me thinking, how long could I probably hold my breath if I've been, training all this time to have like really big lungs with a lot of capacity? I
You
actually,
guys do
yeah.
training for the bagpipes.
So, so with bagpipes, a lot of the
and the
time,
breathing.
it's kind of like you're just forced into it. It's not like, oh, we have to practice like breathing
okay.
a certain way. It's just you're forced into, like when you first get on the bagpipes, you are forced into blowing that thing as hard as you can until eventually, slowly but surely, you start.
Bagpipes is awesome.
Yeah, you start like having to learn how to control the bag, when to blow, and all that sort of stuff. But it really develops like your solar plexus over here, and it develops your lungs. So now, also something I want to ask: do you, as free divers, do you guys do any sort of like solar plexus and like working around the abs sort of exercises to try and get your capacity up, or is that not a factor for breathing and free diving?
Yeah, training the breathing muscle is fundamental for freediving. We train most important breathing muscle, diaphragm.
Yeah, the diaphragm.
This is the muscle that use, that the people that talk in the radio, the people that like to do a good speech, you do it from that. Then this is one of the fundamental teaching part of the how to control the diaphragmatic breathing. We call it belly breathing.
Makes sense.
Start working on this exercise, and this is a muscle. This is something you can train, and you can become stronger with diaphragm. You can become more flexible with the diaphragm and the intercostal muscles, and this is the breathing muscles. Then you learn how to control it and how to use it more efficiently, and in the end you can manage bigger volume, and you can manage this big volume more calm and more efficiently. And this is one of the fundamentals of freediving.
Wow.
Makes sense.
It makes you think like, where does it end of how long can someone actually keep their breath for underwater? Because isn't the world record like 20 something minutes?
Yeah.
Holding your breath underwater.
Important.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah. This world record you can talk about 20 minutes is like fake, because they are using pure oxygen. They are using 100% oxygen to breathe up before they start to breathe. Then it's like imagine an athlete going to the Olympics and put steroids, just pinch steroid before do the 100 meters sprint. Then if you use pure oxygen, it's like the official world record in freediving. You do it with air, a standard air that you can breathe from the atmosphere. Standard air has only 21% oxygen and 79% nitrogen. And then having standard air, the world record is 11 minutes. A little more than 11.
Wow.
Main record is around 9 minutes. Then this is the official world record. This is using normal air that you can breathe everywhere.
Yeah, and I think that actually makes it, a lot more fair, because it's just, if you breathe just pure oxygen, you just have a distinct advantage. And in a real world situation, you're not going to have just a tank of oxygen that you're carrying around. You're going to be breathing normal air. And if you need to like hide underwater for some reason, you're going to just breathe air.
This kind of 20 minutes record that I think is now around 24 is just show. It's just to have a special publicity advertising, but in the end, the competitive freediving is a lot more serious and real. It's just air.
Yeah.
How
I
long
think
do
that's a
you
good
think
way
you
to look
could
at
keep
it.
your breath for? underwater?
My best time, my best performance is 7 minutes 30 seconds.
Hmm.
Wow.
Even that itself is just impressive.
Congrats,
Really
that's
impressive.
phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you when you started? Did you just have a passion for free diving, or was it a bit scary at the start to get used to that whole atmosphere of free diving?
Yeah, from kid, I was very curious and non-traditional about hobbies. Then I used to be a astronomer hobby. It was my hobby by kid. Then I used to like explore caves or go to the mountains. Then I never be attracted to kids just playing soccer or playing baseball or playing basketball. It was not attractive. It was not appeal for me. Then when I was in the university, I was looking for different sport. I practiced rugby. I practiced judo. Then I hear about the underwater club in the swimming pool of the university. Then I was, it's interesting for me because the ocean was something that gave me a lot of curiosity. The waves, the depth.
So
I,
curious.
I was looking to learn more about the ocean. Then I just tested the water activity club, and then I fell in love with the activity with the freediving, and then just keep from was in the year 97.
Mm.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. But you have 12 world records. That's crazy. Yeah, that's hard to fathom. But which one would you say was the hardest one to achieve out of that 12?
Oh, I think every of those records are very special for me. It may be record because it was a lot of doubts and was my first time doing this, and it was complicated. We didn't have the money for the logistics. Then it was tough to meet all the requirements and the judges and everything together. I have other record very special that I have to repeat 2 times because a mistake of the logistics situation. Then I the record 2 times during 2 days. I need to repeat it 2 times the world record. Another record was the record in the caves in Mexico. I did the Guinness record in Dos Ojos cenote in Yucatan Peninsula.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That is crazy.
That's awesome. So, what would be your favorite free diving discipline? Because as I understand, there's a few different disciplines to free diving. So, what would be your favorite one?
Just now is the constant weight, no fins. It's swimming down and swimming up, just using your body. Then you can't use fins. You can't put line. Then you need to swim in the water without help. And this is the discipline that I'm enjoying more in the last year. But I did and I love other disciplines before. When I start freediving, I enjoy free immersion and constant weight. And then I start to do as well variable weight. I have a time doing variable weight record. I did 2 times the world record. Then in the last year, just constant of fins. And this is what if I'm going to compete again next year, I hope I wanna focus only on constant of fins.
Sure. What did you say is the most challenging thing about freediving, so to say?
From the educational point of view, let's say for the beginners, the most challenging part is to learn how to equalize the years. Because it's then some beginners just take it very easy and simple. Let's say around 50% of the students, maybe a little bit more, 70% of the students can learn. Just in the first course, they get it. But other students have more problems and they need to practice more. In dry, they need to do some exercises to control the muscles around the larynx, about the tongue, about the palate. And then it takes more time. I'm not telling this is impossible or this is just too difficult. It's just some students need more time to learn to equalize.
Makes sense. Definitely makes some sense.
Wow.
Having to, So, sorry, Ken, you wanted to say something?
I thought you were going to say something. And I was going to say, Carlos, so your achievements, you have so many. It's been recognized by your country of Venezuela and the National Sports Institute in, I think it was 2005. And the president at the time, they recognized you for your awards. How did that feel like representing your country and letting the president recognize you for your awards?
Yeah, I just love what I do. I love freediving, and then I
Mm.
have different recognisements from the authorities in my country, from institutions, from sponsors as well. And then I just happy that they recognize. But I think the most important recognisements is from the public and the media, okay, and the sponsors. Yes, yes, I have some important recognition, including I remember I have a special meeting and event with the governor of Sinai Peninsula in Egypt one day I did a world record. Then it's important to promote our sport
Yeah.
with all the kind of institution and governments.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Because, I mean, you need to, make sure the government knows that this is a legitimate sport. And, I think it's just really awesome that the fact that, some politicians are actually saying, look, we recognize, that
Getting
you have
behind
done, that we're getting behind it, that you've done something that's really awesome. And I think, just having someone, especially in sport, I think this is, having someone like recognize you is probably one of the best things in a sport.
Your achievements.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
I've done,
I
yeah.
I think important is the public, the normal people. For example, I remember I have a big accident in 2006 in Egypt. I almost died.
Oh,
I have
wow.
a stroke in my brain doing a world record training. I did 182 meters dive. Then the insurance I have in that time doesn't cover anything. And then in my country, the people media, private companies, some part of the institution of the government, and normal people, just anonymous people, just start to help me to pay all the medical expenses. And say all my country and my followers saved my life. And this is the public follow me. They move everything. The media and everybody move money and resources to help me. And then I always say thank you to this. And this is an important recognition that they follow me and they follow the records I do. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and it's great, that the public, actually saved your life. Jeez. Yeah, when I was reading up, that was one of the things, I think, that was one of the things that came up. Is there more of a story to that? Or is it just like you were training and then something went wrong? Or what's the story behind all that?
What happened there?
Yeah, because I started doing the record more basic. My first world record was in 2002. Then I started with free immersion. Wait, there are the disciplines, more disciplines, okay? But then I start to make all the disciplines record. Then the final discipline or the most maybe deep discipline is the no limit discipline. This is when you go down with a full of weight and then you come back with a balloon. Then you can reach the deepest depths. You can go as deep as you can. Then you don't need to move. It's just hold your breath and hold the pressure and go down as fast as you can and then come back to surface. Then it was the most important challenge in that time, and it gives you a lot of name because you can go as deep as the deepest human being. And in that time, the accidents in that discipline were few and were for a specific reason that we thought we can control. Still, the freediving at that depth was not super dangerous like we know now. And then I just was a little bit obsessed about this record. The record in that time when I was planning to do it was in 183 meters. Then I was planning to do 200. I was planning to do 200 meters in first time of the history. I was training for 200 to break this barrier. But during the trainings, I was reaching 171. Then when I did my 180, more than 180 meters, then I went out to surface. I was conscious, but I started to feel some strange symptoms. Then it included discoordination, and finally it became like a semi-paralysis on my left side.
Oh, geez.
Then it was air embolism in my cerebellum. It was a kind of a stroke accident.
Oh, wow.
Because gases. It was not blood.
Mm.
Then it was a very complicated situation. Then I need to go to Germany for a special treatment. It was complicated. It was risking my life, but thanks God and thanks all this help, I was able to recover completely. After this accident in 2006, I came back to the sport, but I never try again the no limits discipline. That is the very tricky discipline. After my accident, the protocols to practice this discipline improve a lot, and there were more information available for athletes. But still, there happened a big accident of my rival from Austria. He has a big accident doing 245 meters. Imagine, so deep. He has a big accident. Then this discipline is almost stopped. Anyone is trying this discipline now because it's super risky. This is the no limit. But it's important to tell the people to understand that the discipline of no limits is not all freediving. The people think that this is freediving. Just an extreme discipline, experimental discipline in freediving. But freediving is beautiful sport. Normal people doing the courses and just start amateur freediving.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, even the
And
name,
there are-
just, no limits.
No
Total
limits.
competitive freediving,
Legend.
total 9 disciplines of competitive freediving.
Yeah.
Then other disciplines like constant weight, constant of fins, dynamic apnea, static apnea. This is so beautiful and it's very safe. And we have a lot of safety protocols to practice it in a safe, in a low risk possibility. Then the accidents are few in that disciplines, and then it's beautiful for everybody. Then I wanna be sure that the people understand that this big accident in no limits or other thing are because specific problem of that discipline. This is world record attempts. This is more experimental.
Yeah.
So how does it come about setting up a world record? Do you get the Guinness Book World Record holders to be there, or how does that happen?
Yeah, there are a lot of myths about this as well. For example, we have an official institution that take care of the world record. The name is AIDA, like International Federation of Freediving. Okay, a specific name is International Association for Development of Freediving. This is AIDA in French, and they take care of officially homologate the world records, and they have the judges, they have the rules, the protocols, and everything. But as well, you can homologate your records in parallel, just unique with Guinness World Records. Then Guinness, it has different rules, but sometimes a lot of Guinness recognize the record you do with AIDA. Then you don't need to do anything. They recognize automatically the records you do with AIDA. But you can do a special record. This is what we did. For example, in the caves, we apply for Guinness World Record in the cave because that kind of record was not in AIDA. Because it's in a cave, it's a kind of very specific and special situation under the cave. Then we apply to Guinness. Then Guinness has different options to homologate your records. You have a lot of money and you have a lot of sponsors, you can pay to Guinness, and Guinness send you the judges, and they take care of all the specific homologation. But if you don't have all this money, you can apply to Guinness. You can send your kind of project, and they approve it, and they send you the rules. You need to follow some rules, and you need to find some specific people to say that your record is official. Can be people from the community, for example, a notary, for example, a expert diver in the caves from the community, and then Guinness trust that you are following the rules and you are having important people from the community watching your record. And then they approve after they study all the evidence, you send the videos, you follow the rules, you send the notary document, and then they approve your record, and then you save a lot of money. But a lot of people, when you get a Guinness World Record, they send you a bag with money. It's not like this. You make an official Guinness record, you get the paper, you get the certification, and then you can find sponsors. And find media. Then you can find media that follow you. But it's not like they give you a money back for you. It's not like this.
Yeah, I can imagine. So yeah,
Have to
we're
get this sponsored.
yeah, we're coming kind of to a close. Zoom's gonna cut us off in around maybe 9 minutes. So as like a final point, is there any encouragements you would like to give to
Or
people
advice?
watching? Some advice, anything you want to shout out, anything at all that you would like to just say to the general public?
Good. Then I would like to say, and in these COVID times, it's important to pay attention to your breathing technique. The breathing technique will work in freediving for everybody. And then if you learn how to improve your breathing technique, this is something that can change your life in a positive way. Okay, there are a lot of material on in books, just research about pranayama, for example, belly breathing. You can learn how to improve your breathing technique. It can change your health. It can change your physical performance, and then this is fundamental. Okay, and in these COVID times, it's important to be in good shape. It's important to be healthy. Okay,
Mm.
if you like to do meditation, for example, the way to meditate is to do only belly breathing. It's the best way to meditate. And then this is a powerful connection with freediving as well. As well, I want to tell you, if you want to learn more about freediving, I'm located in Bonaire Island in south of Caribbean. The name of my school is Deep Sea Freediving Bonaire. Deep Sea Freediving. We have a website. We are in Google. We are in Instagram. Just put Deep Sea Freediving. You will find us. My name is
Yeah.
Carlos Coste. And then I hope you can come to the island when the island open more. The island is open
Yeah.
now to European flights from KLM and
Yeah.
TUI. And the island is having a kind of bubble strategic. Then they ask you some requirements to come. You need to test before, and then you can be free island. You don't need to use mask, or you don't need. You can be free here. It's clean. The island is beautiful. There are a lot of activities to do, but we are transform the island for a more quality tourism. Then we are trying to don't relay all the tourists from the island from the cruise ships, lower the of the cruise ship and focus more in quality tourism. People that come here for weeks and explore the island and enjoy the
That's
culture.
beautiful.
This is the way to do that. And this is a very special Bonaire.
Mm.
Yeah,
Awesome.
guys, the link will be in description to Deep Sea Bonaire, the school. All that links will be in the description of this video, so just check it out. And we hope that you guys give Carlos some love. Carlos, thank you so much for joining the podcast.
Yeah,
This is
thank
Thank
you.
incredible.
It was a pleasure.
was
Big
a
hope
pleasure
to all of
having you.
you. Keep practicing your breathing technique and enjoy. I hope to see you around in the South Caribbean.
Yes, for sure.
For sure.
Guys, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the podcast. We're only going to get better from here and have greater guests. But Carlos, thanks once again. Mad love for you, bro. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
See ya.
Adios.